Oh, hey, didn't see you all there. We're officially back. Welcome to another edition of the LonelyFans podcast, episode 19. I am your host, Carson Daly, joined by the usual suspects, a fun guy and Albie. And tonight's podcast, y'all, we're going to do a retro review on King Arthur that was released in 2017. So, with that being said, who would like to kick us off?
You want to kick us off, fun guy?
So the reason we wanted to do this is a Guy Ritchie movie that I don't think is talked about enough. And I want to give credit where credit is due for tackling the fantasy genre and not being Narnia, Lord of the Rings, or Harry Potter.
Game of
Or,
Thrones.
one of those big names of fantasy. I just named three. There's plenty, but Aragon, there's no, it took there's basically whoever him and his writers and other directors spin on the Arthur legend. Why not? With some Guy Ritchie feel. It worked.
Mhm.
In my opinion, right? It worked.
Yeah.
So, okay. High fantasy, except we got some fun. Some down-to-earth fun.
Some fun for a fun guy.
Fun for a fun guy.
I had totally forgot about this movie. Well, until you had brought it up, Albie. And so, when I watched, I did remember seeing trailers when it first came out. And I remember wanting to watch it, but I never got a chance to. I'll say I like the. I think the CGI aged fine. 4 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
I think visual effects look good. Visually looked good. I like the pace. I just like the. I think Gary told you. I just didn't like the constant flashbacks, throughout the entire movie. You know what I mean? But I think overall, I definitely liked Eric. Munich.
That was quite an intro. Eric Bana kicking ass.
Yeah.
Eric Bana giving a reason where people go why isn't this guy leading his own action movie? Come on. The Hulk wasn't his fault. Okay, I'm just saying, Hulk wasn't.
It wasn't.
Fault.
It wasn't his fault.
But no, he kicked ass. I definitely liked it a lot because I think the whole cast put in their all. Charlie Hunnam as King Arthur, but also Djimon Hounsou, always good. I loved him in Gladiator, loved him in Blood Diamond, loved him here too. Also, I keep forgetting the actor's name, but the guy that played Littlefinger in Game of Thrones, he was good as the guy who was really good at archery and all. I'll get to the rest later because it was more about talking about the end of the movie. But I do agree that there were some times where the flashbacks felt unnecessary or not as effective. Sometimes the flashbacks work when it was simply one of the guards coming into the brothel and it's all right, tell me everything. And then they go tell him everything in such the most Guy Ritchie fashion ever. And I thought that was cool. If there were maybe two scenes where I really wish they didn't use it is when he was going to that island with all the mystical creatures, the big rats,
the real high fantasy part of the film.
Yeah, that part I sort of wish we should have just done that straight, just send him in there and maybe have a montage here or there, but either way, just have that more of a straight narrative there because
I'd rather that would have given.
Yeah,
sorry, I cut you off.
No.
That would have definitely helped the movie.
I'd like to thank the first bot of the night yourself.
Thank you, Virginia, San Francisco Tech.
Botted up.
There was a company that came in.
I forgot to change the setting to subscribers only, so I was like, well, at least it's subscribed. So whatever. Sorry, carry on. And I just saw that and I was like, well,
that's fine. That was.
They get us to 500.
Yeah.
I think the second part where it was kind of weird was that there was this whole conversation about they're at the point where it was after he came back from the island and they were trying to set up a game plan and they were trying to find I guess an army and there was this whole back and forth of how that wasn't going to work out and Arthur was pretty much predicting how the conversation was going to go and how it's going to be pointless. And I was like, maybe we didn't need that part. Just simply say, we don't need an army. We got a good small group here. There. But
that was smart.
Yeah. But pretty much bring it to the point of why Guy Ritchie works for this is that he was trying to bring King Arthur kind of on a street level type thing, rather than the mythical chosen one. Yeah.
Yep. It works. It does. It works better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
I wanted it to work, and I watched it. I pushed it off too long. I didn't watch it till this year, I think.
Me too. It premiered this year.
I think I watched it this year, or I watched it. Might have been this summer. This spring or summer, I watched it. No. It's fall. Yeah, it's been a few months. Whenever I told you I watch it, which was at least 6 months ago. 3 to 6 months.
I shamefully didn't see it in the theater either because, I guess because it did so poorly at the box office, it wasn't there long enough for me to catch it. I kind of wish I did, but I did see it when it became available somewhere on streaming service. I forgot where. I think it was available on HBO or something first, and I watched it there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're watching well, this flaws and all, but honestly, for medieval setting, this was actually pretty entertaining. Also, making a bold step, to a point where I was like, when I heard that there were supposed to be 5 other movies, actually I wouldn't mind 5 other.
It would have gotten
5 others.
When you told me that, which I know why they wouldn't do this from just a marketing standpoint, and
Yeah.
I wish it was marketed as the first series movies, because I think that would have piqued some interest. And I'd say in terms of storytelling, it probably was one of the better ones I've seen lately.
Yeah. If you compare it to, let's keep it fair. Let's keep it in the house of Arthur, right? The Arthurian legend, Mort d'Arthur, whatever Arthurian legend he based it off of, or all of them. If you compare it to other movies that represent King Arthur, not TV series, because there's plenty of those. Merlin's one of them. Focuses on Merlin. What other Arthur movies do people remember besides Excalibur, which is a classic, which I've seen a lot and will keep watching a lot? Right? Think about one.
There's the Clive Owen one.
Oh, that's it.
Yep,
I like that.
That was a Clive Owen.
Which
that was solid as well. It was King Arthur.
And it wasn't fantasy. It was fantasy, but it was low fantasy.
It was definitely supposed to be the most grounded out of all of it. No crazy mystical stuff. And
I like that
really
one a lot.
Brought religion into it because it made Arthur kind of a devout Christian during a time where Christianity was very new and all that. And it was also kind of the transfer of power of the Roman Empire to I guess whatever at that time England was going to be.
Yeah, because the Roman Empire was it wasn't the Holy Roman Empire time period. It was when the height of Rome was going down before the Dark Ages.
Yeah, exactly.
The Dark Ages of Europe, I guess.
Which was interesting, but if I were to compare it to the Guy Ritchie version just popped a little better with sort of the street level fight scenes, the witty dialogue and all that.
And the heist
yeah. In fact, one of my favorite scenes is when they were doing that assassination attempt. And then, once it was a somewhat failed attempt, they had to make their escape. And then there's the crazy running camera right at their faces and all that.
You know where I got that from? You know where I saw that first? You go first and I'll go.
Are you talking about the one where they're about to chop his head off?
No,
I
do remember that one. That one was pretty cool too. When the mage, she was controlling the dogs and all that. That was cool. And then they were jumping off to the water. I'm talking about the one where they were trying to assassinate the king. They were trying to assassinate Jude Law. They realized it wasn't him, but the little finger doing whatever. I want to kill that corrupted guard. Guard. So he does.
Oh, yeah.
And then they had to leave before they got spotted. And that's where they ended up at George's place, the Asian George's place. And then they had to he pretty much step up and get ready to go on do this whole brawl and everything. And Arthur trying to convince everyone, let's escape through the sewer. And they're like, no, man, I'm afraid of rats. Oh, I'm afraid of the dark. And they go, really? And then, they were all like manning up, getting ready to come in. And that's where the first time Arthur sort of understood how to use a sword. And it became this like,
It's
pretty much this
it's
massive
pronounced
war.
sword, just to correct you.
Sword.
What sword? Sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean to ramble on and all, but I got
No,
excited
good.
like about that scene. I just kind of wish that maybe they had a little bit more of those scenes, or we had future movies that showed more of those scenes, like that type of stuff. I wanted to see in like a medieval setting.
Have you seen? Oh, medieval setting. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I fell in love with that guy Ritchie. I'm not saying he made it up, but I'm saying that camera work for a chase scene, I believe I first saw in Rock and Rolla.
Yeah.
I think I first saw it in Rock and Roll. I could be wrong, because I think Revolver, is that Luc Besson and Guy Ritchie? Somebody Google
No,
that.
I think that was Guy Ritchie, which I shamefully haven't seen it, but I
Revolver
should
is
see
one
it
of my
because that's
favorite
Jason
films.
Statham, man. I gotta watch that.
It's one of my favorites.
I-
It's one
I-
of my It might be my favorite Jason Statham film, believe it or not.
I am glad you brought up Rock and Rolla, because I like Rock and Rolla similar to why I like King Arthur. One, we're talking the streets. Two, we got a good cast of like characters, like a good ragtag group. Like I said, in King Arthur was like Charlie Hunnam, Diamond Uso, a bunch of others. Rock and Roll, it was Gerard Butler. It was Idris Elba. It was Tom Hardy before he was famous.
Wait,
That was
wait,
like good.
does this take place? Is it same thing, medieval or no?
No,
Rock and Roll is contemporary.
modern day.
Hang on.
I have to check this out. This
You do.
is the first Guy Ritchie film I've ever watched.
Really?
Yeah.
This is okay. You got to watch Rock and Rolla, and then you got to watch The Gentleman. If we're talking recent Guy Ritchie, everyone's going to tell you Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, which was
Is this mic working?
What's up? Oh. Well, entertainment dance until he gets back.
Yeah.
I thought my mic cut out.
I thought it was mine. I was like, oh crap.
But this is a perfect picture of his face.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, let's do this as a thumbnail.
If he can hear me, I'll back him up on this.
Yeah, let's do this as a thumbnail. Oh, he disappeared.
Well, we can do it now. Thumbnail. Ready? Thumbnail. 1, 2, 3. Thumbnail. Yes, we did it. Because I missed the whole lean back. I fucked it up by doing this. So we'll talk till he gets back. So when he gets back, I'll tell you the 2 Guy Ritchie movies everyone's going to tell you to watch. The 2 movies are Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, as he said, and Snatch. Right? Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, and Snatch. Everyone's going to tell you to watch.
Is that all of us?
Yeah. You all right?
How's this me doing this?
I'm
Are we freezing?
I'm kind of inclined to watch Rock and Roll. Looks like I want to see Gerard Butler. And who else is in it? Tom Hardy and
Idris Elba.
Are we all slow motion now?
Oh no, I
That's
think
how
it's
everyone
just
sounds, like in deep slow motion.
I'm moving slow on purpose.
Yo, wait, is
I mean,
That was
we're
good
all
job.
moving fast, but we all sound really.
Oh no,
heck.
is it yours, man? Because I think it's. Am I okay on your side? I'm good.
How fast does this look? How fast does that look?
It's like this. You're fine. Dude.
Okay. Okay.
While we deal with technical difficulties,
We're dealing with Windows 98.
allow Fun to explain you a name he is creating.
A game?
And did that bot
Everyone.
Wait, Josh is saying
Okay,
everyone's
we're on normal speed on their end. Okay.
Is it just me then?
It might be just you.
I think. Did you take the
Okay.
red or blue pill?
Hold on, let me see if I can.
He might have
Who's
taken
it?
the blue pill.
Hey, while you're there, Josh, have you seen any Guy Ritchie films?
Yeah, let us know.
Because I'm curious, man. I've always seen this film advertised, but I never really.
Okay, everyone sounds normal now.
Nice.
So wait, was it just
Ooh, I
me
kicked
then?
the
Like everything
Yes.
blacked out first, and then I had to leave, and then I come back, and then you all sounded like in slow motion, and then I was like, "What the?"
Luke, I am your
Congrats.
father. Away.
Another reel for Instagram with the Curb Enthusiasm song.
Oh man, sorry. Where was I?
You said lock, stock.
I don't think so. So I have to. Okay.
Then you cut out. I finished it.
Too many Guy Ritchie films. Because
All right.
Guy Ritchie, in my opinion, is one of the most fun directors you're going to see. He has a good knack on hand-to-hand combat. Hand-to-hand combat so far does not suck in his films. If it's supposed to be good and serious, not a joke. He can make any actor look good for his gritty street. Looking for a good word. In the roles that he puts you in, anybody can become memorable. Him and his writers is like, look, you're unknown, you're about to be known. Watch this.
Yeah. Or
Jason Statham, I think, got
things.
started in
Yeah.
the Guy Ritchie film.
Lock, Stock,
Him,
Two
Tom
Smoking
Hardy. No, not Tom Hardy. But Jason Statham, I think his first movies were with Guy Ritchie. I think.
I mean, I think he's done other movies, but the first Tom Hardy movie I saw was Rock and Roll Law.
Where he got famous before he was big.
Yeah. Wait, Pack Photos, did you see Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes?
That was Guy Ritchie?
That
Both
was Guy
of
Ritchie.
those.
Yeah.
Both of those films are Guy Ritchie.
Okay. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I never knew that. I guess that's why he cast Jude Law in this one too.
Right.
Yeah, both of those movies are directed by Guy Ritchie. So
Wow.
if people go, what are you talking about? Have you seen RDJ as Sherlock, which I still say is better than him as Iron Man?
Whoa.
I don't know if I fully disagree, but I'm not going to argue with it because it definitely wasn't bad. Like,
It wasn't bad.
I mean, it definitely was really good.
For two movies,
I would say apart from Iron Man, that's probably one of his most successful roles outside of Marvel.
Yeah.
Agree. Okay, we can agree there. Iron Man definitely kickstarted his career again, and it's his most famous role, regardless of what he says. 10 years of being the same character. But for two movies, for Guy Ritchie's direction and whoever else wrote for the film, for that version of Sherlock, notice I said that version of Sherlock, was fun. No one hated it. Part 2 wasn't bad.
And I'm sorry. Yep.
That's right. It had Martin Freeman and Benedict Cumberbatch. So
right.
You said Martin Freeman.
Well, Martin Freeman, he was
Smoking Aces, directed by Guy Ritchie.
I don't think he did Smoking Aces. I think that was like a Guy Ritchie copy.
That was a Guy Ritchie style movie, but I don't think he directed that.
Yeah.
There's two
Maybe
Smoking Aces.
I'll have to look it up. Maybe
I could quote that movie right now. I'm not going to. Or this is about to be NC-17 podcast.
Okay, so not the. Sorry, I didn't mean to veer off. But okay, so then that makes sense visually from Sherlock Holmes. I remember watching the second one in theaters. Visually, it's similar to what I've seen then in King Arthur. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did like when he pulled the sword from the stone the first time around. He tried to reach it. He was like, ah. Yeah. And then that awesome cameo by David Beckham.
He was like, "Hey, what do you want me?" And David Beckham turns on my lap. What do you think? Yeah.
I didn't know if it was him because I was watching it last week and I was like, "Is that David Beckham?" Oh man, that was a good cameo.
Bend it like Beckham.
He said he was in Smoking Aces, huh? Okay,
he was in it. Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. I don't know how I missed that.
I'll probably give that a watch.
He does BJJ. I don't know what belt he is. He's probably blue or brown by now. But
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
I think maybe he's purple. I don't know. But we can just Google it, right? No matter how wrong I am, Wikipedia or a better source.
Right.
I just like he cares about his hand-to-hand combat. He makes it. I'm like, yes. Now I want you to do a whole martial arts movie. or
Actually, yeah,
another form
I'd
of
be
combat.
down
could
because
be
he also
gutter
did
combat.
Wing Chun too and everything.
He did?
But
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
RDJ did Wing Chun.
Oh yeah, the fun combat in Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And so what he did with Sherlock, I liked what he did with King Arthur, and I went like, okay, we definitely could have used like more like movies like that because it definitely, I feel like the medieval genre can be a bit dry sometimes. Like, it could be a bit like.
I like this on this one though. Like in terms of medieval movies, like this one was a pretty good.
For a high fantasy film, it was great.
And Charlie Hunnam took it seriously. Like he did a training to more like a fighter's body. So he wasn't lifting weights. He was doing like push-ups, shadow boxing, pull-ups. Like,
he said his diet.
I think he said to get in shape, he was going to do like 500 push-ups a day. And dude got like ripped.
When they tried to bring him in to wield a sword, he was like whooping all their asses. That was my favorite part.
Yeah.
So hand to hand, he was already strong enough without the sword. But then,
might as well use it since you're the chosen one. But yeah, and
especially if it slows down time. No, it speeds him up, which makes it and slows down his senses.
Yeah,
alters time around him instantly when he gets moves his speed.
How about the one we were talking about earlier, the Eric Bana move? Where
it's Eric Bana, like that's a boss way to go. Just throw the sword up. Eric Bana, his dad. So in the flashback, you saw that Eric Bana was like getting beaten up and everything, but to avoid from Jude Law's character from getting the sword, he throws the swords up, and then he just kneels like down in order to sort of just like give him the final blow. So really, he's pulling the sword from like his dad's dead body.
God, it's symbolic.
Yeah, but then they also, sorry.
Good.
Oh no, just quickly, but back in the flashback where he's trying to fully realize himself, Charlie Hunnam catches the sword and makes eye contact with his dad, and then really like kicks ass, like in the final fight scene. So yeah.
Which the final fight's the only thing I didn't like.
Yeah. I definitely liked it better after a couple more watches, but I probably would have preferred something a tad bit more grounded, or maybe something where we see Jude Law's face so we can get more of an emotion between the two and everything. And and maybe I want to see more of the other characters involved in doing more fighting and all that.
They might have just been killed, but
or get a freaking sequel out there, and then we could do more.
4 years later.
I'd wait. I mean, it would be good if they let him give him the green light. It would have been dope.
Michael Bay gets the green light.
No.
Actually, no
the
joke.
Sword transforms, and Mark Wahlberg's gonna win it.
So it's funny you guys.
So what, man? I'm King Arthur now, right? Come on,
man. It's my sword, all right? No, I don't want the sword. Feel it. Okay, I don't want the sword. What?
It's just
they got Excalibur right here, and I got Excalibur right here too.
I don't need a sword. I'll just give you a knuckle sandwich. Stupid.
There are some Mark Wahlberg movies I like. Don't get me wrong, but there's some roles I never want to see him in. I'm not going to watch Infinity. Is that what it's called? I keep bringing it up every podcast.
It's Infinity War. It had Thanos.
Basically, the ripoff of Highlander. It's probably a higher budget. I'm gonna watch it. I'm probably gonna watch it because I'm a Highlander fan. I was like, wait, did you take the Highlander storyline but add a katana for no reason? Let me find out what the katana's in the film.
That's what I heard about. No, I like Mark Wahlberg. I mean, the other guys, Lone Survivor, and all. He does.
Four Brothers.
He's fun.
Start this talk about the Boston beef. Let's get back to King.
Let's get back to. So actually, I did want to mention. I believe Zack Snyder is doing a King Arthur movie, which I don't know what to think about it. I bet you Zack Snyder saw the slow motion scenes in Guy Ritchie, and he was like, "I could probably do better than
this."
That's not what made the film good, Scott. Don't Justice League this, and don't 300 this movie. Don't do that.
Good point. I should make this movie even longer. All right, more slow motion.
More slow motion.
Okay, I think we're missing a dragon too. How could you have a medieval sword and not a dragon?
You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want him to go over the top where it becomes the Immortals. Remember that god basically took Zack Snyder's 300 and made them gods.
Oh,
It's called
yeah.
Immortals.
Yeah.
I like it, but I said, oh, they didn't copy Zack, but I like it. Whatever. People can draw their own conclusions. It's fun. But Zack Scott Snyder. Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder.
Zack
God,
Snyder's gonna do
Snyder
this.
is this less talented brother that does everything.
He's gonna do this. He's gonna kick that movie up to fucking 11, and it's gonna lose the personality Guy Ritchie's version of Arthur had.
Yeah, well, it's definitely
his own version. But I don't.
You know what
not
else?
gonna have the witty dialogue.
I was watching it. I was like, how cool would it be if they tried to attempt a Black Knight movie? I was like, oh, that's how it worked.
I think that'd be like pretty. I'm very much looking forward to like what they're doing with Black Knight with Kid Harington in it. So, but
if they let Guy Ritchie direct that, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
a Disney version of a Guy Ritchie film.
They would just
hold on.
Scenes.
Hold on.
No, like when they annihilated like the girl, like when they're about to take him out to get beheaded, and he just blasts and just like kills that girl right in front of him. That was pretty good acting by him. So I was like,
oh yeah, like that was like I felt that was like holy crap, and I did like that. Another one of my favorite scenes in that movie, non-action scenes, is the girl died. A lot of other people have died since then, and there's that moment where he just couldn't take it anymore, especially after his friend died. He just couldn't take it, and then he throws the sword in the water, runs away, trips, and then his hand goes into a puddle, and then yet from the puddle comes the lady of the water dragging them in, and he gets the sword back. It's cheesy, but I thought it was a pretty effective moment.
Yeah,
the moment of someone's struggle where like I don't want this responsibility, but
that's what he said. He's like, oh.
But you have to, yeah.
props to Law, man. He always plays a good bad guy or an asshole in his movies. Like when he stabbed his wife and pushed her in the water in the beginning, I was like, damn.
And then he kills his daughter too.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised he's not used as a villain more often, because
he does a great job.
Yeah, I mean, even in Captain Marvel, I liked him for the split second where he was.
Oh yeah, he was
the villain type.
So why did that fight scene even happen? Well, don't get me on that. Why did that fight scene even happen? So you're not going to give him anything to take, or you're just going to have him be
At some point, we would do a podcast on things we would review movies.
Something we'll discuss that. Here's you should definitely watch Jude Law in The Young Pope. He's not necessarily the bad guy, but he has very villain-like tendencies. It was on HBO.
They parodied this in Tropic Thunder with
No, Young Pope came out years later from Tropic Thunder. No, he actually plays Pope, the first American Pope, but he's very Vatican I uber conservative, so he tries to change things around, and he's very ruthless when he does it. So worth watching if you like Jude Law and King Arthur. I think you'd like him in The Young Pope.
I probably might see if I can find on streaming now that you guys. I want to check out that. What is it? Rock and Rolla.
Rock and Rolla, yeah.
Yeah.
Please watch that.
Yeah. But it's also funny how you saying Guy Ritchie and Disney. Guy Ritchie already did Disney. He did the Aladdin live action movie.
Oh, that was him.
In my opinion, as far as the live action Disney movies, that was probably the best one. Maybe more in a sense where he at least did some different things to justify his existence. And it is it was the first live action Disney that got greenlit for a sequel. And he's going to come back for the sequel.
One guy I'd like to.
Guy Ritchie.
you back to the Disney shill who was gone for most of the year. Great job for that awful live action Aladdin movie.
I thought it wasn't bad. I thought it was.
Guy Ritchie lost like 10 months now, so I don't.
Oh, he directed that?
Apparently,
Yeah. I thought he did a decent job. I
haven't seen it.
I was waiting when Shill would come out, dude, so it's nice to see him back again.
Like like I said, how would a Guy Ritchie Disney movie go? But it wasn't his film. It was him directing a Disney movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard it sucked and I heard it rocked at the same time.
The earlier part's probably your best bet.
It's a lot better than people give it credit for. I mean, compared to the other ones, like I like the Beauty and the Beast live action remake, but it didn't change the story too much, and then the character design was a bit weird.
I'd rather watch Beautician and the Beast. I don't know.
Oh, I remember that.
All right, thanks, Paul Rudd.
He's in that?
No, that's what Paul Rudd said in 40-year-old version, but that's because the electronics store, they kept playing the Michael McDonald concert video every day.
If I hear Yamo be that one more time, Yamo burn this place down. Yamo be there. Yamo be there.
I thought that was funny.
Yamo be there.
Favorite actor in this movie, I'm going to still say Eric Bana. Even though he had small role, I still love him. His scene of that boss move, jumped up on that big ass elephant and he went in there.
Yeah.
Oh man, he just blasted the dude.
Yeah.
How did that scene not rock?
Right? I was like, because it was the beginning scene. I was like,
come on, that's happening. Come on, man.
Maybe they could. Maybe they could do a prequel of Eric Bana. I'd be down.
I'd watch that too.
I
watched that shit.
Full of Eric Bana films, and watching this one, I'm like, man, he should have done movies like this.
Well, I felt like he was the best part in Troy. I think
yes,
he actually almost he outshined.
Josh says Lion King and Jungle Book.
Okay, Lion King, entertaining, but it was like the exact same story. And Jungle Book was cute. Pumbaa. Yeah. So, well, what I wanted, like, what would you, if they were to do a sequel, what were things that you would think would have felt that would be nice to have if a sequel were to happen?
I would actually, now that you mention it, though, I would have loved to see a prequel. Because Eric Bana's character, even though I know that it's around Charlie Hunnam's, I would much rather see Eric Bana's character.
I wouldn't mind. Or here, maybe in the sequel, they could have done a whole Godfather Part 2 thing where you go in the flashback and do scenes with Eric Bana, and then you do a kind of then you go back to the present. And how you can do that story-wise is go how King Arthur is developing into a similar to leader like his father. Mm-hmm. Just like in Godfather Part 2, where Al Pacino was becoming more like his father, where Robert De Niro played his father. Anyone get it now? Never mind.
And then the third one.
And then the third one, Andy Garcia shows up, falls in love with his cousin, and all weird shit happens.
Some weird shit.
Here's what I would like to have seen in the sequel. Remember at the end where pretty much the round table was being established?
Mm-hmm.
That was a cool group of people there. Dang, watch them do more. Now, obviously, they would add in Lancelot at some point, but still, you got that crew, and then you get a big name to play Lancelot. That would have been.
They had that round table in the beginning too, kind of like that round table. When
well, that was the thing. In the beginning, it wasn't a round table. I think it was just a standard long table.
Okay, technical. Okay,
but it was. I think the point is King Arthur wanted a round table to have everyone at equal level. Everyone's kind of so. So I want to see it play around with that in the sequel more often. So that means you get other characters that have like more time to shine and everything. I want to know George's story. Like, how does a Chinese guy end up in England?
Yeah.
And not only lands up in England, but he shows up in England and he's like the guy to go to for like fight training and all that. So, and how did he get the name George? Like, that would have been.
It's short
awesome.
for.
But yeah, and also I'd be curious, like, who would they have casted for Lancelot? Who would they casted for Guinevere? And if they would even bring Merlin over, because
Merlin, Sir Ian McKellen.
I think Ian McKellen's tired. I think he was tired of playing a wizard in The Hobbits. Like,
what's one more?
Yeah. What's one more?
Who'd make a good wizard? Oh, the dude that's in Kingsman, the new one, the guy that played Hades in Wrath of the Titans, would be a good wizard.
Ray Fiennes?
Yeah.
Ray Fiennes is solid.
Oh,
yeah,
Kingsman comes out Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Right?
Around that time. I want to see that. I'm looking forward to that.
I need to watch the second one. I haven't seen that one yet, but I don't have to watch the second one to see this.
I know, but the second one's good. You know who was rumored to play Merlin before this came out, King Arthur came out? Idris Elba was rumored to play Merlin.
Wow, really?
Yeah. But
really?
Idris Elba as Merlin, that'd actually be
that'd be fun.
As well.
Having
Idris Elba in a Guy Ritchie movie again would be pretty cool, because he was pretty good in Rock and Roll as well. So
okay, so that sounds like what year did this come out?
Rock and Roll, early 2000s.
I felt like it was like 2008 or something.
Oh, it's old.
I'd say between 8 and 10. I think.
Yeah, something. Yeah. But if you're gonna watch Rock and Roll, another recent Guy Ritchie movie you got to see is The Gentleman.
That's recent. That's like 2019.
Yeah, it was 2019. The Gentleman, I think, brings Matthew McConaughey's like most interesting role. He plays a American mob boss in England. You got Charlie Hunnam in there again as kind of his like right hand man. He's really good. Hugh Grant's funny. The guy who steals the show though is Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell does steal the movie.
Yeah, Colin Farrell does.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
I remember seeing previews for this movie.
Yeah.
It's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Some ladies in the theater told me they saw it twice already in the theater. Wow. 2 or 3 times they've seen it.
I shamefully.
I was like, really? Is that good?
But I blind bought it and I just keep watching it over and over because it's that entertaining. Even Henry Golding's there as a pretty good guy.
Right there in the fur collar.
Yeah. Oh, he's like douche. He's douche to the max in that movie, but it's effective. And then Jeremy Strong from Succession is interesting.
I was about to say, is that the guy from Succession? He's all the way in the back, right?
Yeah, Jeremy Strong. Yeah, he's good in that too.
Okay, so answering me this, then are a lot of his movies, like, I guess box office wise, they don't really do well. Is there like a stigma to movies? That's why people don't.
That's what I get confused about, really.
He's up and down, so he's hot and cold. There's not a lot of lukewarm Guy Ritchie movies. We can check his IMDb, see what's most successful. For instance, Sherlock Holmes 1 did great, Sherlock Holmes 2 did great. People forgot he directed those. Aladdin bombed by Disney's definition. I could be wrong, but apparently.
No, I wouldn't say bomb because they greenlighted the sequel.
They greenlighted a sequel?
I'm just saying.
Really?
If bomb, they wouldn't have been coming out as sequel.
He's right.
But they're coming out as sequel.
That means it made enough money. I didn't see it.
It made enough money, and honestly, it's
so you actually like it. It actually is good.
Yeah,
it got a bad rep.
I like better than I thought I was gonna like it. Yeah. What'd you say?
I would love to do an objective of it. Like, I'll watch it one day on Disney Plus, and we should just give our honest opinions.
Maybe we'll do that when the second one is close to coming out, and then we'll see. We'll do compare and
Second.
contrast.
But so his successful ones, you'd say probably in the past 15 years, is Sherlock Holmes 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Apart from that, though, I mean, maybe a would have been, I don't know, but anything else like from his other independent standalone franchise movies you think have done well?
No. Well, okay, so Gentlemen, it doesn't seem it was like a crazy box office success, but I think
But
it's
people
successful
liked it.
People
lot.
liked it, and they are doing a mini series.
On The
I don't know
Gentleman?
The Gentleman. I don't know if it's like going to be a remake or based off it or taking place in the same universe, but a mini series is in the works. So yeah,
There's a Snatch series, but I don't think Guy Ritchie's directing that.
yeah, I don't think he. No, and then he came out with Wrath of Man a couple of months ago. It was a Jason Statham like bank heist type movie.
Should I
It
watch
was
it
okay.
I got it.
Yeah, definitely watch it.
It's some of the Jason Statham movies, man. I do avoid because I know what I'm going to get out of them.
Maybe
It's a Toretto. I got you, bro.
Okay, I'll say this: Wrath of Man is definitely more dramatic than Fast and the Furious. I'll give. I feel like Jason Statham puts more of his acting chops into Wrath of Man.
The reason why I brought that up is because, I mean, just from watching this, I was like, he doesn't seem like a bad. I mean, I'm sure. I do like his visuals, and I do like some of his stories. It's just the flashbacks I can do without. And it's surprising to me that this movie didn't do as well.
Yeah. I think I even read some of the reviews too, and they're like, it doesn't have the spirit of like the King Arthur legend. And like, did people really give a shit about?
No, they don't.
Give a shit about the King Arthur legend. What do you know about the King Arthur legend other than Sword in the Stone?
Yeah, it's all about family, right? Because when you're at Olive Garden, family.
Thank you, Josh.
Family
and Olive Garden. It's all about the family.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
like a stupid critique of the movie. Where's the spirit? Not like that kid. How about a kid in Arthur's Court?
I never saw that.
Where he made
good.
Yeah, that was the best one.
Wasn't he also like a baseball player or something?
Yeah.
And this was also
Rookie of the
after
Year.
Rookie of the Year. So like, does this kid get typecast? And
Yeah.
I'm surprised he wasn't a baseball star in American Pie.
Okay, so overall out of 10, I give a 7.5.
All right. I will give it a 8.5. Yeah.
If it was, to clarify all, it was a Disney movie, it was 9.5.
I mean,
but it's a Warner Brothers movie. It's a Warner Brothers movie. It shares the same property as DC.
Yeah. All right, so we heard from Carson Daly and the Shill. Fun Guy, what's your take on it?
Easy 8 or 9 for a fantasy film. Easy. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, it's a 7.5. But because of the personal opinion, I'm boosting it. 7.5 easy. It's no lower than a 7.
No.
If you take it as just a movie, it's not lower than a 7. If I kick it in the fantasy genre of movies, it's 8, 9.
Yeah, it did that pretty well. Fantasy aspect of
As a fantasy movie?
Yeah.
Name one good one that's not too cheesy and it's not Lord of the Rings right now. And it's not Harry Potter. All right, let's see. Fantasy. High fantasy.
And don't say Game of Thrones.
That's not a movie. So that's like not even the category. So what have you seen in the theater that's high fantasy in the past 10 years that you actually like?
Honestly,
it's not Lord of the Rings, not Harry Potter, and not
the first. Was it?
I guess Star
or
Wars counts fantasy.
Who was first?
Oh, you're talking about Clash of the Titans?
That one was.
That counts.
I didn't like that. That was terrible.
Okay,
I'll give good.
I'll give Class a watch.
Look at this troll. Fast and Furious. Not.
Fast and the Furious. I mean, Star Wars counts as fantasy. It's a type of fantasy, believe it or not.
My God,
it's more fantasy than it's sci-fi.
Fast and Furious.
That was Josh. That was that's very good.
Imagine Dom Toretto or Vin Diesel as King Arthur. He's
Toretto.
like, I got the sword, and I'm going to defend my family.
Shows up to the stone with
So Vin Diesel as Bloodshot was fun. There's going to be more Valiant comic movies coming out. It was pretty good. I
did hear about that.
Bloodshot wasn't
Trust
that
me.
the sequel to Powder?
No, it wasn't bad. Like if it was the CG wasn't bad. I have to read the new Bloodshot. Valiant Comics. The budget was good. Give it a watch. Watch it for free. I don't care if you have a streaming service. Watch it. Just watch it. Let me know.
Yes, we support streaming services.
Yeah. You probably already have the streaming service it's on. I don't want you to buy it as a single movie. I want you to watch it on the streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
But Valiant films are coming out. Check them out. They're going to sneak up on DC and Marvel, man.
And
if Bloodshot's any indication, they know what they're doing.
To put a bow tie on this, because I feel bad.
It's better than Wonder Woman 84. I said it here on YouTube. Bloodshot with Vin Diesel is better than Wonder Woman 84 by leaps and bounds. Wonder Woman 84 sucked. Okay? It was bad.
Yep.
Right.
Release the Jenkins cut.
Hold on. If we're talking about release the cut, apparently this King Arthur movie originally was like 4 hours or 5 hours long. Release the Richie cut.
Hashtag release the Richie cut. I guarantee you that movie's gonna be bomb.
Was Zack
supposed to be 4 hours long?
Processing? What was going on? Why did it You got the sword come out of the stone in 8 minutes.
Yeah, Zack Snyder was the second unit director. And that's why it was 5 hours long. That's why. So Zack Snyder's King Arthur movie, it's not something he made. It's something, I already sort of made parts of this with Guy Ritchie. I'm just formulating to make my own. So is there a way where, I don't know, I could take Mark Wahlberg's face and we can put it into Charlie Hunnam's scenes? Can we do? I didn't know I said Mark Wahlberg. I don't think Mark Wahlberg's a comment. Who's in Zack Snyder's movies mostly? There's Ben Affleck. Actually, I don't think
Batista.
Who?
What do I do? No, wait, it is Snyder, isn't it?
He did that unfortunate
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, James. Oh no, James Gunn did.
Shit.
Okay, I think
the
we
most
just found
recent
out
Zack
something.
Snyder film.
Zack Snyder needs a muse.
Army of the Dead.
He needs a muse, just like Guy Ritchie had Charlie Hunnam for some of his movies. Just like Scorsese had De Niro, DiCaprio. Spielberg had Tom Hanks. Yeah, Zack Snyder needs a muse. He doesn't need to overdo it like Tim Burton and Johnny Depp, but he needs a muse.
Just like Nolan did Cillian Murphy.
Hey, Cillian Murphy and Michael Caine.
Yeah. A bow on this. The reason why I asked our final scores, because honestly, it was a suggestion because I was like, okay, I had skepticism about watching this, but I thoroughly enjoyed it because I am a fan of that fantasy aspect, and I think they nailed it pretty well on this. I don't care if it's missing that stupid spirit of the villain, whatever it was. I got what I wanted out of this. Flashback scenes.
Did people really complain about that?
Huh?
Some
people
reviewers
really complain about that?
Yeah.
The spirit of the book that has. What are they?
Are you trying to foreshadow something there?
You know, I'd like to see hero fail. Like to see more than a hero do. Fail, fold, I try. I just cut it and screwed it together.
You just brought in Green Goblin.
It doesn't hold the spirit of Arthur. No, it's not. It's a modern. It's not. It's a take. Yeah. It's a director's version, a director and writer's version of a producer. Of course, it's not like the book.
If I were to sum it up, I kind of want suits and studios willing to let directors and artists take these types of risk because it just comes out with more interesting stuff. Yeah. So
because then we just have freaking releases or building upon old franchise like Top Gun. So
Or they're
One of
they're milking the shit out of like Game of Thrones. Like we're getting
Right.
like 5 prequels and
They canceled that, by the way. They X'd it. It's not coming out.
I know they X'd some of it. One of the prequels is still coming.
Really? Why?
There's
Like
been
Winter?
a teaser for it.
So a prequel is coming.
I don't know. Yeah. So,
Anytime he does that,
Prequel is coming.
you're saying there's a chance. I can happily
So-
say out there, I've never seen the Game of Thrones series in its entirety. I got the first
Good.
6 seasons. There.
Good.
Look,
I'm gonna
there
wait
is
for
a
the book.
quality. There's a quality to it. Don't get me wrong.
But
Of course,
the book
last
is still
season
coming.
makes it feel like a wasted effort because the last season was horrible.
I don't. Yeah, they can tell the writers to watch this video. I'm putting us on blast, bruh. Like
Yeah, that's what it's
I'm
called.
putting
House of
them
Dragon.
on blast because just on blast. Like there is no way. I mean, come on, man.
Come on, man.
Look, I'll put this
So-
on blast. I would have preferred. I'm sorry.
No. Let me shorten it. If the writers ever see this video, they're allowed to contact me directly, and I will explain to them why that ending. I would have gone another way, or not have done it. I'd leave the money there, and be like, we're not doing it because this isn't right. We're just going to extend it and end it whenever. Because if we end it like this, we're going to put our nose up at people, or it's going to suck.
And for those writers, you can contact him at the LonelyFans podcast Instagram. Feel free to slide the DMs.
And we can discuss it on this channel. They can
Yeah.
see these 2 boxes. That can be them. Him, and then we just talked about it. Those 2 blank boxes can be you guys.
I just
Yeah, we're looking forward to martial arts movie,
House of Dragon.
House of the
That's what
Double
it's called.
Dragon.
I mean, it's not coming out though. They canceled it.
no. I think it might. Maybe they cancel. I think it's coming. They released a teaser and everything.
Thank you, Josh. House of the Dragon.
But
I not to take away from King Arthur, but yes, I wish they would let some directors go with their original vision. And I know, and maybe like guarantee a sequel or something if that's something planned in the pipelines. But if they're going to do that, cut back in their budget. I mean, kind of a give and take.
yeah.
Because,
If a sequel was in the works, then they should have at least taken a chance and let it happen. I'm not saying they should have done all 6 movies that apparently was going to happen, but maybe a second. I mean, they definitely let a lot of other things slide. So, like, if they can release a lot of like Fast and Furious movies, they can release another King Arthur movie. I'm just saying.
just throw in cars in the next next King Arthur movie, and we should be fine. Except they're like and all those like
Can this
shit.
like put what some sort of like what is it, NOS or some sort of like fuel in the horses or the
They got like jousting competitions with like stickers on their armor.
have the horses have to make really big jumps. Okay, we want the horses to jump in a helicopter. We're in the dark ages where we, but Leonardo da Vinci can make a helicopter. I don't think it works like that.
Or here. When a fun guy joins us, we will go ahead and Jesus. Is there really Hobbs and Shaw too? Really?
What?
Not that I'm aware of. I wouldn't hate it, but
I can at least do with that. I preferred Hobbs and Shaw from whatever the hell they're doing in Fast and the Furious now.
sure. As
Oh,
long as they find a good villain or something, that'd be great. Okay.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank you for coming out tonight. Thanks for the participation in the chat, y'all. Sorry, I took a little bit of a break, but we will be back next week for the review of. I think there's some movie coming out. I don't remember what it is.
Some movie involving a deflator mouse. I mean, or
Is it Ant-Man? No, what is it? Is it
Anchorman 3? No.
Anchorman 3? No, Anchorman 3. It might be
Mighty Mouse? No.
Blue October. What is it now? I can't. The Hunt for Red
October.
The Fugitive Part 2. Man with No Arms. No.
Uncharted, starring Tom Holland.
Yeah, so
Uncharted. Yeah.
Now we're talking about. He's got their idea. Spooderman. He did it.
Spooderman.
Some people prefer Spooderman.
That's right. We will be, and this, I'll just use this clip cut right now. Boom. Next week, we're gonna have a stacked cast rotating around talking about the new Spooderman Into the Spooderverse, Way Home, Spooderman Far From Home. So next week, why us?
The Amazing Universe. Spider-Man in the Amazing Universe.
Yeah. His amazing no Tobey Maguire Andrew Garfield movie. Awesome. Next week's going to be episode 20. And it is episode 20 by then. Hopefully we're 3 subscribers away. I'll announce the other giveaway that's going to be part of the Super Shredder that we're going to get 500 subs. And also feel free to follow us on our new Instagram at the LonelyFans Podcast. From your host, Carson Dilly, and a fun guy, and the Disney shill himself, Albie, we'd like to say, have a good night. Seacrest out.